game number 1 of our broadcast semifinals for NAWCQ 2025.
Yeah, and can I just say I wouldn't have it any other way than having my two Stevens on either side here talking about this beautiful game between Gem Knights and ORCUST.
Looks like Isaiah gets the win on the die roll, but playing the Gem Knights, did Isaiah choose to go first or second? Because usually he's been choosing second,
I'm pretty sure I heard him
Anything
choose to go
phase?
second.
You're good.
Yeah.
Stand by, I mean.
Yeah.
And how beautiful is it? The Gem Knight is qualified a duelist for Worlds, and the best normal summon in the deck when it comes to ORCUST. You cannot ask for much more than Girsu, the ORCUST Mech Knight. The best normal summon in the deck.
I mean, it just gives you easy access to Harp Horror, which turns on everything you need, right?
Yeah. Sends an ORCUST from your deck to the graveyard, and also has an additional effect to special summon a token each
Wow.
field. Double! Double Molcharmi! Oh, no.
Hey, Steven, really quick question. Does ORCUST summon from the extra deck a lot?
A couple times,
Interesting.
in fact.
Interesting.
And usually that's its general game plan. And this is the interesting thing, is that this is a unique build of ORCUST. It's ORCUST with FIENDSMITH as opposed to Mitsurugi, which we had also seen. Mitsurugi can sometimes get around this because you can end with just like Mitsurugi engine, maybe not give them that many draws and then pass. But at this point, I mean, like, if you try and make any plays, you're giving your opponent so many cards.
Well, speaking of passing, it looks like Wilfredo's just going to set 2 and pass. I did peep a Forbidden Droplets there, so he may not be completely down and out, and that's important against a deck of Isaiah's power. We saw how many fusion spells he resolved in the last game he had on the feature match stream.
Yeah.
Now we are about to activate a spell card.
Double Fuelos set to pass. And now what does Isaiah have to start things off? The intentional go second Gem Knight deck.
Ooh,
Salesman.
Salesman. What's he going to call? Did anyone hear it?
I did not hear, no. Maybe production can confirm for us if they were able to spot it. But notably,
Scatter Fusion.
Scatter Fusion is the fusion spell. We've seen multiple fusion spells used by Isaiah. One that he's not going to have access to is the Shadal Fusion because there's extra deck monsters. But this one does work.
Yeah, because his opponent controls a monster, so now he's going to be able to fusion summon using Gem Knight monsters from his deck as long as they're non-rocks.
All right, let's see what the option is. It looks like I think I saw Forbidden Droplet in hand there, if I saw that correctly.
Looks like Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring was called with Salesman, which is really heads up because so many of the cards here just go out from the deck over and over and over. So a little fusion there. Looks like we sent the Gem Knight Hollow Core to the graveyard as well as Gem Knight Nephirim. But up next,
Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond.
Fusion summon.
Oh, Lady
That's
Rose
going to be
Diamond.
Lady Diamond.
Chain looks to be Chain Link 1 Nephirim to try and summon itself.
No response.
So now we're going to be doing a couple of chain links here, and then we're going to also be sending, is that the Nesh Shadal? I believe that's called, oh my gosh,
Chain Link 1 Nephirim.
Genius. Nesh Shadal Genius was just sent to the graveyard here for the effect of Nephirim, I believe, to allow it to be summoned to the field.
Also means we have access to that additional normal summon from the Nephirim, so may be able to just battle it out with Gem Knights, but just, I never would have imagined that this is what the top 4 looked like. I mean, you just got to take a moment to take it in.
It's kind of glorious if you ask me. So here we're using the Nephirim to search for the Gem Knight. I believe that's Dispersion coming down.
And Lady Rose Diamond as well. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish a Gem Knight card from your graveyard. Target face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. So that means that Willie, as he likes to be called, Willie, is less incentivized to use monster effect interactions now.
Yep, and here we see the Dispersion here. They're going to search for the Gem Armadillo. And they're going to use the effect of Nephirim to get that extra normal summon of the Gem Armadillo and use the non-once per turn searching of a Gem Knight monster for this effect. You can just see how consistent this strategy is and how powerful it is, specifically at going second, because powerful cards like Scatter Fusion only work when your opponent controls monsters.
Yeah. So now I want to talk about, as we see Isaiah go through some Gem Knight combos here, what the face-down potentials are for Willie. They could be bluffs, but typically, like Crescendo's a trap you're running. We don't have an Orcus Link monster, so that's not live. FIENDSMITH and Paradise, but there's no Light Fiend on the field, so that's not live.
I did at least peep one of them. The face down towards the deck appears to be a Forbidden Droplet.
That is
big.
That is
really
very big. Yes, that could save him here because not only do you negate effects, but also it halves the attack, so that could just keep you alive for another turn.
Especially when the battle phase is the new Gem Knight game plan.
Yeah, so here we have the Phantom Court searching for another copy of Gem Knight Dispersion. We haven't actually used the Fusion Summon effect of this card yet, so we can still use it again this turn, as well as the Fusion effect of the Phantom Courts if we want to.
Certainly a cool card there because, again, you can activate 2 copies of it and just use the alternating effects. We saw one, maybe see the other soon, but up next, Isaiah is about to play, let's see.
Hollow Core.
Hollow Core's effect it is going to send a normal gem or Gem Knight Fusion to the graveyard to special summon itself.
One of the newest Gem Knights printed in Battles of Legend.
It's basically a monster negate for him as long as he gets rid of one of his Gem Knight monsters.
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about Duelist Advanced format, but it feels like in this particular duel, this is just Battles of Legend format.
Yeah.
100%. Both these decks showcasing the new tools they have access to and how powerful they can be at updating the strategies for more modern play.
Just activating the Gemini Fusion.
Yep.
It's just cool to see it. And did I see that right? Was that a triple tactics talent?
What time is it?
Ooh, that would be interesting.
So if anything happens, I don't see that we're going to have many monster effects from the hand. It might be that on Lafredo's side, Willie, as you will, seems to probably just have no points of interaction, maybe additional combo pieces that he can't use because he's slowed down from those Charmies, but that's still powerful to have indeed.
I like Isaiah's here asking the question of what type and attribute the token is. I believe it's a Dark Machine, which means he could use it for a Fusion Summon if there's anything that requires those types of attributes in his Gem Knight deck. But here we're going to be summoning another Phantom Quartz here.
Interesting.
And now we're going to be using, I believe, its other effect to perform a Fusion Summon using monsters in the graveyard. I think the reason why he went for that Link Summon was to put more names into his yard that he could use the Fusion Summon.
Exactly.
Probably going to be, hopefully, for the Master Diamond Dispersion, which is going to be the main way that he deals damage this turn.
But we all know that there's that Forbidden Droplet, so...
There it is.
And we're just going to use it now to prevent the Fusion Summon. Now, he does still have the Gemini Fusion in hand, but sending two, Crescendo and Harpor. Now, keep in mind, Crescendo is also in the graveyard further extension, because you can search for a Dark Machine.
And really great for ORCUST to put additional cards in the graveyard. Of course, no quick effects right now because the Orchestrated Babel Field spell isn't there yet, but if Wilfredo is able to live through this turn, and he very well might, he has a lot of combo potential for next turn.
And I believe he also used the Forbidden Droplet on the Fusion monster already on the field, which of course had that effect. When your opponent activates monster effect, you can destroy a face-up card or on your opponent's field, that Rose Diamond. So that no longer has that ability. So if we do have a monster effect activated in the hand, we have more confidence to use it now.
Also, both these monsters now are weaker than Gears through the Mech Knight.
So. That's actually even, that's much
very
more important.
important.
Yeah.
One card in.
Yep.
Basically, Isaiah has forced the Fusion Summon again, but I don't think Gemini Fusion is enough to do that, and Dispersion might be a waste of resources here if he tries to commit to using that instead.
To enter battle.
So we are going to the battle phase, you're right. I think Isaiah has seen enough here, so at least he could clear out the token.
Yeah.
I believe Lady Diamond.
Oh, no.
Illegal attack, but you forgot my card special effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake there.
That's a rough one.
I don't know how much damage was being dealt because I'm not sure exactly what Lady Rose Diamond's attack point is. I think it's like 27 or something. So we might be taking like 450, 100 life points. We'll see one on the screen here in a moment. But that is a big blow to Isaiah's because he really needed the material to stay on field.
And again, a reminder that this is a very high-pressure stage. They both already qualified for Worlds, but they're going for that championship trophy.
Oh, wait, did
and
you pay 1,000 for this?
1,000, yes.
Oh, so
he also paid 1,000 for the Gem Knight Link, so
okay,
that would
so
be
it's more.
1,000 extra.
So 65.50.
Yeah, he did
He
take
can at least
450
clear the
exactly.
token.
Look at that. My fast math was correct. He took 450. Oh, I love that.
You are a math wizard, the likes of which I've never seen.
Every time I try and do math on broadcast, I get it wrong. So
That's
I'm just
why I pull out
leave it to
Neuron,
you.
right?
I'm going to leave it to
do
you.
it for you.
It's hard with the
That's
Gem
a
Knight
good
cards
plan.
too because some of them have like random attack points, like 1450, 1750, 2450.
That is a 775, no, 675 attack. See, I tried it. I tried it. I'm not going to do it again.
Yep.
3 set cards passed. We know one is the Gem Knight Fusion, so theoretically a bluff. And I did see a Forbidden Droplet as well in Isaiah's hand. Interesting he didn't battle or damage step use his own Forbidden Droplet then.
I don't think he had Droplet in his.
I believe I saw it.
I know he has Dispersion and Gem Knight Fusion. I'm not sure what the third card is.
Okay, well,
It is,
we'll
it
wait
is
to see.
a spell. It could just be another fusion spell that he can't use.
Could be, could be. We'll see what happens here. But we're using the Crescendo to start. Interesting to start with that, because that locks us into Dark Machines.
I think he was doing
Oh,
it
that
at
was in the end
of Isaiah's
phase.
turn.
Good call. Good call. End phase for the Gearsu.
Some tokens.
So now we get to use Gearsu again, because why not?
Yep.
Sure.
And I don't believe Isaiah has any forms of interaction, because unfortunately all the Gem Knight cards are only good at summoning other Gem Knights and getting consistency. They're not really good at interrupting turns.
And I like this just in case it comes up. The tokens are blocking the Link arrows here, so
Respect.
you never know. It might actually be relevant.
100%.
Galatea, the Link 1, used with the token. You discard a card to search your deck for either Orchestrated Babel or a World Legacy, or not World Legacy, blanking on it. No, yes, World Legacy card. World Legacy World Crown is the name of the one that you typically search.
Well, we talked about the Fiendsmith monster since he correctly used the trap card on his opponent's turn. He's not locked into Dark, and so now here's the full Fiendsmith combo. 2 monsters make Moon of the Closed Heaven, bring out Fiendsmith Requiem. Here comes Lacrim of the Crimson Tears, using an effect to send Fiendsmith Engraver to the graveyard. And I think we're going to immediately bring out Fiendsmith Engraver by returning that Light Fiend, and then I think we're going to equip the Fiendsmith Requiem. So just good Fiendsmithing.
Yeah. And of course, you're not dark locked yet. You have to use the ORCUST, Heartpore, or a Symbol Skeleton or something first. But because we just used the Galatea Eye and not yet locked ourselves, we can do the full Fiendsmith combo. Power of this deck. Now we go into Sequence, which means we can Fusion Summon using Sequence's effect. Shuffling back the material.
Hey guys, how did that Requiem get sent back to the extra deck? Didn't he discard it off of Engraver?
I think he discarded it off of Engraver.
But now, yeah, so that,
looks
yeah,
like he misplayed where it went to, yeah.
It's been a long day for these duelists. They both qualified, but that was very hard work.
Yeah.
Now they're returning it. So basically, we accidentally added it back to the extra deck, but in truth, it was in the graveyard. We're going to go and fuse it now, and it seems like the opponent's understanding of that.
Yeah, Alfredo just kind of like got ahead of himself, I think.
Yeah.
Alfredo, apologies.
Skipped a step, but that's okay. We got there anyway as we return those cards and perform a fusion summon here of Fiendsmith's DSLR.
That'll get the job done.
12 rounds of Swiss. Top 64 bracket. There's been a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Played here.
Yeah, so Wilfredo just thought, oh, I'm also going to fusion something by the way. So I'm just skipping a step here.
He's just getting,
Are we finally bringing out the Agnum Day? Oh, we are. We have not seen this the entire tournament, but remember, it does get piercing battle damage and an attack increase to whatever it equips to. That token may have its work cut out for it.
It's got 0 defense points.
Typically, defense mode monsters feel pretty safe. This one's sweating a little bit.
Yeah, the worst position to be in.
And I believe Desiree is now, I believe he gains 600 for every link rating, so that's 18 plus 28. That is going to be 46. And with the attack reduction, I think Isaiah is just going to scoop it up there. Wilfredo takes game 1. That was unfortunate.
Cheers and claps from the crowd.
I imagine Wilfredo had a little bit of a heart skip beat when that double Fuulos came down, but honestly, it's looking like the types of interactions he naturally drew, like the Droplet and the Crescendo, was more than enough to play through and get Isaiah in the blender. That is
now game 2. The winner here is going to finals. Right now, it's Willie up 1-0. Isaiah back against the wall.
The age-old question, who's going first? Who's going second?
Who's on first?
Same by me?
I don't know.
No, he's on second. All right.
So this looks like Wilfredo was made to go first here.
Willie again with the best normal summon in the deck. If this is not impermed or effect veilered or whatnot, it does so much. We're sending in Symbol Skeleton, which tells me that we have Heartpore in hand.
But Meow.
Oh.
That can kind of punish. That kind of punches specifically Symbol Skeleton.
Yes, and also the Galatea Eye and also the Fiendsmith Engraver. But you can still make a board without giving your opponent a draw and not feel too bad about it. Let's see how Willie wants to navigate this.
Honestly, at this point, I feel like Isaiah is using the Molcharmies less as a way to draw cards and more as a way to force his opponent to make half boards or boards they're not as happy
exactly,
with.
That does make sense because as a Gem Knight player, you talked about earlier how activating the 2 copies of Molcharmy Perulia earlier, for Wallow, excuse me, you want to disincentivize your opponent from playing, and maybe if you would activate them later, they would draw. But I think he does want to disincentivize the player from playing at all, because then you could just do big monsters into nothing on the field.
The nice thing about the Galatea Eye Search is that you can either go for the Babel or the World Crown, depending on which one you opened with, and opening one means you can search the other. Both have been seen here. So we go into the original Galatea and still have material on field. Banish the Heartpore to summon another ORCUST from deck. I'm going to assume that's going to be... Oh, it's another Symbol Skeleton.
We have a very heavy ORCUST engine on Wilfredo's side.
I'm going to have a conversation with Willie about the ORCUST build, because this is not how I've built the deck. And again, I like to remind people, there's a reason I'm here and he's there.
Go up to
so I got to learn some things. Yeah.
Ooh, is it Crescendo time? Yes, it is. Thank you, Galatea, for sending that card directly to the board.
And then here, typically you'd go into overlay Ding Girsu onto the Galatea, then link those with like the Symbol Skeleton or something into like an IP Masquerena. On your opponent's turn, the Babel allows you the quick effect to use the Symbol Skeleton to bring back the Ding Girsu. You're not giving your opponent a draw with that Meowls then.
And we are currently dark locked, so all the Fiendsmith cards are no longer an option for us.
This works too. Yeah, we still get the IP, but we keep the Galatea on the field. And now we don't have to Galatea Eye giving our opponent the Meowls draw, because that would be the other way to get a link back on the
100%.
field. But there's no Ding Girsu line at this point. Important to note.
It's a pretty strong position for ORCUST, considering Orchestrated Babel is on the field. Plenty of access to all the quick effects. They're now quick effects, but Shadow Fusion!
This is going to be fun. This is going to
send
that's
just
that is a Crescendo target if I've ever seen one.
Banish it. Don't let it stay in rotation. Now, what else does Isaiah have?
It looks like a lot to me. I believe I see Gem Knight Dispersion coming down here. This is going to be used the effect to search. This can get us our Nephirim or whatever other cards we're missing to keep comboing.
Nephirim?
Yep, there's the Nephirim.
Yep.
Is that a Nibiru?
It is.
I think I saw a little bit of a flash there of Nibiru.
Now, if you pay attention to the screen right by Wilfredo's cam right there, you'll see that Nibiru.
What's incredible here is that the IP can turn into SP. At some point, SP banish itself with the monster. Now you can Nibiru and not even lose your own SP, and you still have ORCUST cards in the graveyard.
How do you beat a rock? with a rock.
I think it's paper, typically. That's what I learned earlier yesterday.
I mean, the cards are kind of made of paper.
That's a good point.
It is
That's
Yu-Gi-Oh!
a really good point, actually.
Paper cards.
Where's the scissors coming to the equation?
Ooh, don't you bring scissors near my cards. I'm out of here.
Yeah, okay. All right, we don't like scissors on this broadcast.
It's going to be a little challenging here because I'm not sure how many ways, if Azaze's hand is all monsters, to add fusion spells to hand, but we can see some fun things here. Ooh, we're going to be using the token from Girsu as well as our Nephirim to... Are we going to be making... Is that... I believe the name is Dox for hire? No,
it's Dawn or Dagger for hire.
Dawn or Dagger for hire.
Two monsters with different types. Makes sense to me.
And now we can force out the IP Masquerade here by using its effect to destroy itself and another card. And that'll clear our board too, so our other Gem Knights will be able to trigger as well.
Yeah, it forces Masquerena, but it doesn't deal with the SP. Like, it doesn't stop Masquerena from using the effect.
Or of course we can go over the Ellen Girsu because we have a Link 2 Orcust monster already in play, and now that monster can't be destroyed because of IP Masquerade's effect.
That's right.
And of course, this is one of the new Orcust monsters. You can target one of your banished Orcust or World Legacy cards, add it to your hand, then shuffle one card from your hand into the deck and take control of one face of monster your opponent controls. And because of Orchestrated Babel, that's a quick effect.
Yes.
So you can actually take control of an opponent's monster on their turn. Also, during the main phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there from the extra monster zone this turn, you can banish it and send one card on the field to the graveyard. So even if your opponent removes it, still, Babel makes it a quick effect. You can remove a monster or a card on the field.
Let's not blink, guys. We're sending Gem Knight Courts to the graveyard to set Brilliant Fusion directly from our deck to the field. And we're going to activate the one-of Brilliant Fusion to activate the effect of Fusion Summon using cards from our main deck.
Certainly having flashbacks to years ago when that was used to bring out Gem Knight Seraphonite, but I don't think that is the call here.
Actually, I mean, it still could be. An extra normal summon's an extra normal summon. I'm not going to bat an eye at that, but I believe we're sending 3 monsters, Nephirim, Holocore, and another copy of Quartz. Is this going to be Master Diamond Dispersion?
If it is, big monsters coming your way.
There it is. And I think it's worth noting, too, that I don't believe Enlil Gisser is in play right now because he has no Workers cards in his banishment. So I don't think he can use that effect. So
but he could do that with the quick effect from the Orchestrated Babel.
He can use the Symbol Skeleton in Graveyard and banish it, summon another Orcust, and then have it.
But because the Master Diamond is a quick effect as well, like that's going to be like he's going to devote a lot of resources then just to be dodged anyway.
Oh,
It's kind of like what I'm saying.
Okay,
so
yeah,
it's
good point.
interesting to see the situation we're in right now.
Is that a Bestial?
It is a Bestial Baldrake, and
Nice.
perfect timing too.
Nice.
Holocore is dark.
Send Shuttle Genius, summon Nephirim.
So we're going to be sending Neshadal Genius from the hand to the graveyard to bring back the Nephirim because it was sent to the graveyard by a card effect. And this will allow him to immediately normal summon if he has a normal summon. And is that Archnemesis Protos in his hand?
It is.
What?
I believe he has 3 different attributes in the grave, you guys.
I mean, we were talking about it this whole weekend about Arch Nemesis Protos called Dark, and that would be pretty good against this deck.
Oh my gosh, and because we're sending the Genius to the graveyard by effect, we can now target the Ellen Girsu and negate its effects for the turn.
Oh.
Perfect timing.
And here we see the Holocore from hand using its effect to send a Gem Knight Fusion to the graveyard to summon itself. Oh boy, Isaiah is going in right now, and I'm not sure what else Wilfredo can do.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get to use this Baldrake, because theoretically... Oh, Nibiru here.
Stopping the rocks with a rock.
But wait a second, can Holocore negate in hand? Can it only negate on field? I don't actually know.
I believe it's from the graveyard.
No, I believe it needs to send a fusion monster from your field to the graveyard.
That's right.
But can it negate cards in hand? I guess, just think about it, we are sending the Master Diamond to the graveyard.
Yep, so again, you can send a Gem Knight normal monster. Well, that's the wrong effect. We don't need that here. But when your opponent activates a card or effect while you control a Gem Knight fusion monster, quick effect, banish 3 Gem Knight cards from your graveyard, including this card. So it has to be banished from the graveyard.
I'll chain. Period.
So there we see the effect. No, we're chaining Master Diamond here to summon 3 non-rock fusion monsters from our deck. We're going to be summoning, is that Aquamarine? Yes.
So that would make the biggest Nibiru token possible. Does he have some way to take it?
That's actually a really good thing to think about. That will be a big, big token.
But you'd have to switch its position, and you wouldn't be able to do that, so maybe he's more...
Oh, it's up to 3. He only summoned Aquamarine. He probably just wants the different attribute in the graveyard. So
that's right.
Yeah, keep the token, get rid of the Nibiru. But it is important to note that now...
It's still a big token. Gigantic.
Yes, but now the Enlil Girsu, the Orcust Mech Knight, is in the graveyard. And with Babel, we have the graveyard effect. Banish it to send a card on the field of the graveyard.
Attack.
So this could be difficult. If you brought out Archnemesis Protos and you called Light, you destroy your token and the Nibiru, but you'd only be locking your opponent out of Light. And while it would stop the Fiendsmith side of the deck, it wouldn't stop the Orcust side of the deck. So this is kind of a difficult decision if that's the direction he decides to go.
And it is worth knowing that Master Diamond has an effect in the graveyard too, that if you ever lose one of your Mech Knight monsters, Gem Knight monsters, you can summon it back. and then just keep resummoning 3 different fusion monsters every single turn.
Yeah. I didn't realize it's a Battle of the Knights, right? We got Mech Knights a little scattered through the ORCUST deck and Gem Knights.
That's true. That's true.
Thinking on Res, on New Chain.
I don't think there's any other effects besides maybe Holocore.
I believe, Isaiah's only card in hand is that Protoss, right?
I know. I think he saw one other one, but I'm not sure what it is. It could just be like another Gem Knight monster.
Yeah, you never know.
They could activate the effect of Gem Knight Fusion in the graveyard in order to return that to his hand, but he'd still need additional materials. So we're going to bounce the Nibiru, the Primal Being, back to the hand with the effect of the Aquamarine.
Okay.
And I believe we still haven't actually normal summoned at all as Isaiah. So I just want to point that out. I don't think anything has happened that's been a normal summon.
And this is a very critical turn for Isaiah because a full ORCUST graveyard means that Willie can continue to play once it comes to his turn.
The grinder.
And he's going to use a lot of the graveyard effects on Isaiah's turn so that he can use them again on Willie's turn. They are hard once per turns, but guess what? With that Orchestrated Babel, they are quick effects.
But can he just call Dark with Protoss and say, nope, go ahead?
And that looks like what he's doing, banishing 3 monsters there.
I believe that's Earth, Light, and Dark. And there's Arch Nemesis Protoss.
The crowd goes wild.
We're going to be chaining Ellen Gearso in the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean...
And are we going to bounce it back to hand? Or no, send it to the graveyard?
It sends it to the graveyard. It's not a quick effect, so we had the answer already, and now Isaiah has 1 card in hand.
3 different colors.
Oh, you're right. That's 2 Earths, not a Light.
Oh, I thought it was a Light. Yeah, the Nephrim was a Light, so I knew he had that attribute in the graveyard.
Don't worry, I've mistaken a monster for a Light before, too.
Yeah.
Was it a Mystic Shine Ball?
No, it was Vanquish Soul Holly Sue. Because she looks like she'd be a Light, but that would be terrible in Vanquish Soul, so you're right. My bad, my bad.
Imagine they make a new Vanquish Soul monster, but it's off attribute. That would be, it better be a really good monster.
Yeah.
I mean, Holly Sue's really good. She'd still be pretty good if she was Light.
I honestly would have been happy about it, yes.
You know how I remember it? She's down to earth, you know?
Oh, wow. What a great metaphor there. She is down to earth. I will keep that in mind to keep that memory. It looks like, speaking of memories, we're going to pass turn.
Willie is in prime position to close out this game right here, right now. End phase, I'm imagining a lot of Orcus are about to come out.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start it off.
That IP into Ellen Gearso definitely gave him the edge in this matchup, in this specific
for
turn cycle, because otherwise he would have been able to get destroyed by that Protoss. His entire deck is dark, except for the FIENDSMITH cards.
And the only thing he missed out on is the Gearso line, but he didn't want to give his opponent an opportunity to first draw with Meowls, and second of all, Bestial him in the draw phase, because you can always Galatea Eye in their draw phase to bring it out so that your orchestrated crescendo is live. You would have the Gearso, but he didn't need it. Like, I honestly am happy with the way he played it because he played more conservatively. He didn't give his opponent as many ways to interrupt him.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you know for a fact that your opponent is not going to, win the game on the next turn, you like as many turns as possible as an ORCUST player because your advantage is just gigantic after turn 1.
And then you can just overlay the Gearso on your turn and you can still use it. It looks like we're going to have a ruling question.